Hey Sailors, welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Rule the Waves 3 as the United States. It's now 1940, and we remain at peace. We are rapidly replacing our entire light cruiser force, and we're planning to do the same with our heavy cruiser force, which has become a little inadequate compared to what some of the rest of the world has. I'm confident we still have a significant edge in battle cruisers, though, so... For now, we are just going to let time roll by. We are also sort of trying to provoke a war with Britain, but I'm not sure how imminent that'll be. Could be 2 months, could be ages. Yeah, we'll send a strong force to China. Italy and Austria-Hungary are close to war again. Spain is stealing stuff. They kind of need it. They're very backwards. Austria-Hungary? No, nobody needs an alliance with Austria-Hungary. Well, no. I definitely don't need to be entangled with a war with Italy either. Press doing headlines on the threat from Britain. More naval spending. Fantastic. Also publicize this, although I don't really want a war with Russia, but the Douglas Aircraft Company is asking if we could support their participation in an international air race. Double it. This is a matter of national prestige. Damn it, the Japanese Kawasaki Tsurugi beat us in the race. Two-phase search. What did you do with my money, Douglas? Okay, we are pretty close to a war with Britain, though, so that's good. And wow, our balance is all right now. I'm going to use that to lay down 3 more heavy cruisers immediately, because we do really need them. Get at least 1 more heavy cruiser, and then I'm going to look into more destroyers and probably more carriers. Colombia is commissioned. The President floats the idea of trying to improve relations with Great Britain by making some compromises on outstanding issues. Our national pride demands we take a hard line. Brewster Bolt is ready for operational service. We are going to finish 6 light cruisers next turn. St. Louis, San Juan, Chattanooga, Des Moines, and Denver. Oh, and Minneapolis. Yes, the British have these pretty monstrous heavy cruisers, though 1.5-inch deck isn't that spectacular. But they're still pretty monstrous. Lightweight materials, 1% weight saving. Quintuple torpedo tubes. Torpex warhead, more damage. Radar assisted. Fire control radar 1. Just in time if we do end up in a war with Britain. We might have a big advantage in radar if we do end up in a war with Britain. Okay, I've got what? 8 of these in service now? I am going to decommission the Juno-class cruisers as appropriate then. 3 more. They've all served well, but end of the line for them. I'll put these on foreign station just for a couple months. Our foreign station requirements are still incredibly low, all things considered. We're still trying to put down that rebellion. No, we did deal with the rebellion. Okay. I have way too much money. We need to spend that. Circular AA screen. Circular screens, better AA effectiveness. Fantastic. And the Brewster Bolo is ready. I didn't realize I commissioned both of those from Brewster. Oh well. So I'm building 5. I'm going to lay down 3 more heavy cruisers, just so that we can say we're ready to meet the threat of what Britain's building. Because tension is very high with them. And then the rest of the money is going to have to go into... It should really go into carriers, but we are also short on destroyers. I think our oldest destroyer design, or our newest destroyer design's that old, huh? Okay. Well, we could get one with quintuple torpedo tubes now, so we might as well go for it. How good was the last destroyer, actually? 36 knots, 8 5-inch guns, depth charge throwers, 2 quadruple torpedo tubes. Alright, that's the bar. Why? This is not what I want at all. Try again. Alright. I'll do it myself. And another superimposed turret. Make all of them twins. Make the speed 36 knots. Probably don't need secondaries, but that's alright. Torpedoes. Quintuple mounts. Some mines. As many depth charge throwers as I can put on here. As much radar as I can put on here. And how heavy is that going to have to be? Give it a little room to grow. It's a destroyer. It probably doesn't need a backup firing position, really. Okay. It's only a very small upgrade on our last class, but it should pretty much do the job. I doubt that'll cost enough to really make a dent in our budget, though. I'm going to look at building some carriers. They are the wave of the future. So our existing Enterprise class has 80 aircraft, 1-inch flight deck. We can come up with something better than that. 30 knots, 3-inch belt, 3-inch deck. Hangar deck armor and flight deck armor. So heavy, but worth it. Although, actually, what deck is this if not the flight or the hangar? Oh, that's hangar side armor. Nobody cares about hangar side armor, I don't think. So this is the hangar deck armor, yeah. And flight deck armor's heavy, but maybe worth it. 100 aircraft, deck edge lifts, flight deck, catapults. How many guns is this? 16 5-inch, dual purpose? Yes. Okay. Absolutely tons of AA. Now the real question is, how heavy will this be? Very. 38,000 ton carrier here. But, alright, 30 knots, full maximum torpedo defense, the right propulsion, range freeboard. I think that's the only armor scheme that works for a carrier. 100 aircraft with flight deck armor. Not a lot, but it's extremely heavy, so. Ticonderoga's a pretty good name. We can work with that. That will be our answer to the British Hermes class carriers, so. forgot we even had an alliance with France, but they wouldn't have been much help anyway. Their navy's pretty useless. Alright, an upgrade to the Consolidated Commando. Faster, slightly longer ranged. Nothing huge, but glad to have it. We are very close to war. How is the air base in New Brunswick? Not fully equipped. That's kind of what I thought. I'm going to add a whole unit of scouts to this because I needed to find things. And then I'm going to probably delete the medium bombers and just replace them with dive bombers. Fantastic. We are dangerously close to war now. Amsterdam is commissioned. Weird name for an American cruiser, but upheaval in northern Korea. I don't really care to fight Japan, but okay, they recalled their expedition. Coordinated airstrike management. That's really handy, actually. That's pretty critical. Upgrade to the Douglas Dauntless. Tiny bit of range and speed, nothing huge. Patterson is ready for construction. How expensive is it per ship? Pretty expensive. I mean, I'm going to lay down 10 immediately. Even that will probably push a full-scale carrier program back by about a year, but if we have funds to burn, we could probably lay down 2 carriers, maybe 3 even. Anyway, that's the last Cincinnati finished, right? Yes. So we're going to sadly decommission the last 4 Juno class. And that leaves us with just 12 Cincinnatis, which 4 of them have to go on. Actually, can we really skimp by with like 2 on foreign station? We could. They're very big, so that's probably why. Oh, plus I have 2 Brooklyns on foreign station. That helps too. I think foreign station tonnage requirements don't change even as ships get bigger and bigger, so that's probably why I can get away with less ships now. It's not that much tonnage in light cruisers, really, but I'm very confident in how good they are. Pretty much 14 months to get anything new finished now. Italy and Austria-Hungary are at war. You're a major shipyard and you're begging me to build a single destroyer. Sure. Disarmament conference in The Hague. We will not be limited in our national security. Microalloy additions of vanadium, boron, and copper. Improvement in armor quality. Slow fate display radar detection. Alright, we're over the line. We could go to war with Britain at any time now. So I really doubt our new carriers will be ready for the war. Some of the heavy cruisers will probably be ready during the war if it starts. Forward-firing ASW mortar. Combat Information Center, better combat air patrol. The Austrians and Italians are at war. Italy should... Okay. Apparently Britain plans to declare war on us in 6 months. That's a little concerning. Alright, let's... More than 2 is going to drive us bankrupt too rapidly, but I'll lay down 2 carriers for now. And... that only gives us about 12 months until we're out of money, so we'd be cutting it pretty close on finishing all this stuff. In a year, we'll probably lay down at least 2 more carriers. Our existing carriers all have air groups and everything, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. The only places that aren't fully fitted out are some of our air bases in the far east, and I just don't expect those to see. I mean, maybe this one should be built up, but mostly I don't expect them to see a lot of surface in the event of a war with Britain. Minnesota is neglecting combat training for physical fitness. Unhelpful. Rumors in Britain about war with us? Yeah, there's rumors here too. Pretty sure Congress has already boosted my funding twice in anticipation of war. Oh, Germany and Italy too, huh? This doesn't seem like a good time for an international sailing regatta, but you know what? I'll support it. Austria has lost the destroyer Tiger. Italy's lost the light cruiser Tagali and the destroyer Bersaglieri. That did take tensions down too low. Annoying. Think how expensive was that? That cost a lot of money, apparently. Oh. An unidentified submarine has fired a torpedo at one of our ships, fortunately missed. There are unfortunately no clues as to who might be behind this underhanded act. The Hawk Party is demanding resolute action. What do I recommend? Well, there's no doubt in my mind as to which nation's behind this lowly deed. We should issue an ultimatum to Great Britain. Sprinkler system, better firefighting in hangars. 3-tier air defense perimeter. Cap and AA effectiveness with air search radar. Improved air search radar. Armor-piercing bombs. That's assault landing craft. That's a lot of breakthroughs in one turn. What's the improvement here? Firepower. Kind of unhelpful. Indecisive engagement. Yeah, tension is now 17. I think we're going to go to war. Just a concept. Okay, Germany and Austria-Hungary are both at war with Italy. Well, sucks to be Italy. They're not going to have a good time. Ah, electro-optical director. Okay, we're going to have to... We should refit all of our ships with that, but I kind of don't dare take large portions of the fleet out of the line with war about to potentially break out at any second. However, I'm going to risk it anyway. Especially as some of these older ships... The older ships like the Minnesotas really need engine replacements as well. I'm going to leave them for last. The Illinois, just, what am I saying here? Electro-optical director. Dual-purpose secondaries. Expensive, but should only take 3 months. Shouldn't be a huge deal. Although, we can't really afford it, but, I'll just pause the carriers for a couple turns. It's worth it. Better heavy AA. Yeah, there's been rumors for turns and turns about war. Tension is 18. It's clearly going to happen. Captain Brown has been arrested as a spy. Unassigned. Average. He's put a blot on the honor of the Navy. I don't care about him. 10% lighter diesel. 10% lighter diesel engines with superchargers. That's pretty good. IFF system, better cap, reduced friendly fire risk. VHF radio, also better cap. Carriers are coming right along. Austria wants to buy something. No. I hate selling technology. Skip bombing. Increased effectiveness of level bombers and anti-shipping. Deck-launched interceptors, even better cap. And May of 1941, we are at war with Great Britain. Well, this is a major event. Good news is, all the Illinois did just exit rebuild. Pennsylvania still need it, though, but that'll probably have to wait until post-war at this point. So where do we deploy our fleets? The absolute priority has to be to eject them from North America. So first of all, we're immediately attempting an invasion of Nova Scotia. Got to get them out of Halifax. I'm pretty much going to keep most of the fleet here for as long as it takes to get that done, honestly. I might scatter one or two battle cruisers out to Southeast Asia or the West Coast. Not a lot, though. I'll send... What will I send? I'll send Constellation and Constitution. No, honestly, I'll send just Constellation, probably. Where'd she go? She's at the bottom now. Send just Constellation, along with a couple of Cincinnatis. And Rochester. And, I don't know, a few old destroyers. And I'm going to send these to the West Coast just to try to hold down the Pacific. I expect Britain won't send that much there, so... For sure, the war is going to be decided on the East Coast, I think. Okay, where's the end of what I sent to... Okay. We also need a bunch of these to be on trade protection duty. And to be fair, at that point, that does stretch the remaining destroyer force pretty thin. We probably only get about 30, 40 ships to protect the fleet. Which has, what, 18, 20, it has about 30, 40 cruiser and upsized ships, so... Enemy coastal raid. That looks very suicidal. Yeah. They decline. Oh no, they dominate the waters around Hainan. Okay, we've invaded Nova Scotia right away. That is very much what I wanted to see. Now, hopefully it falls quickly. Where is the British fleet? Not in Britain. It's in the Mediterranean. Are they sending it all to the Pacific? Honestly, if they do, they're welcome to it. I will trade away significant Southeast Asian possessions in order to just eject them from Canada, right? Clearly, Halifax is more valuable to me than Saigon. Another ship on trade protection. The Brits have a big pile of submarines? I didn't really think they did. No, there's only two navies that have any notable number of submarines. That's, well, France, Russia, sort of Italy. The four big navies, surface navies, all have just basically 0 submarines. They're going to invade the Caroline Islands. Allegedly, they have 1 cruiser and 6 destroyers. I'm going to accept the engagement. We might just die, but I don't see... Unless they've got a battle cruiser that's showed up in the last turn, I mean... Now, this is a pretty old heavy cruiser now, but it's still got 9-inch guns. So if there's nothing heavier than a light cruiser here, we'll be just fine. Wave noise is a little loud. Can you guys hear that background stuff? Okay, we've spotted a Champion-class light cruiser. That's an old light cruiser. Dang, we only do 26 knots now? That's a problem. Old engines. Okay, I see 1 light cruiser and what looks like 3 destroyers. If that's really all they have, then we just win this, unless we get torpedoed, of course. We do have to be very careful to not get torpedoed. But this thing only has 7 6-inch guns, and they're not even all centerline, so basically has 6. We have 8 9-inch guns and a much thicker armor belt. This should be fairly one-sided. Wait. Oh, heck. Okay. More ships ahead of us. That could be a problem. We're going to turn away from that. Oh, it's a convoy of transports. With maybe some destroyer escorts, but... we could probably just bombard that to death. Do we think we've killed Champion yet? Probably not, but... if she gets away, it's not necessarily a huge deal. I think our first priority has to be to kill the invasion convoy. Okay, that destroyer, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not okay. I don't even really recall getting any good hits in on it, but now that's some 9-inch shells, so... don't let ourselves get to an angle where we're going to get torpedoed, though. And I would say we head north and see if we can find that convoy again. It's still moving, but it got hit by a bunch of 9-inch shells. I don't think it's probably going to survive. Where's the invasion convoy? There it is. Looks like it is indeed just transports with a couple of destroyer escorts. The big question will be whether we can sink them all before we run out of ammunition. And, you know, preferably without getting torpedoed also. Which is why I'm pretty much just going to continuously be turning here. I doubt we sink them all before we run out of ammo, but if we can even sink a few, that'll probably be good enough. Obviously, we do have to be very worried about these destroyers, but they're not going to take a whole lot of 9-inch gunfire either, let's be honest. These linnets are only 1,300 tons. 9-inch guns are not good for them. Cross your fingers, so far we've avoided being torpedoed. We've only sunk one merchant, but what's the official objective? It doesn't actually. It should tell you, but I think it often doesn't. That's a good 9-inch hit. Not sure how much ammunition we have left, but we haven't gotten the 20% pop-up yet, so hopefully it's alright. I think the rest of the destroyers have shown up. I think there were only 3 with the convoy, but I see 4 now at least. Hopefully that means the rest of the force that was in the south, as in the cruiser and destroyer, are too disabled to make it up here, but hard to prove. Okay, let's turn. There are probably torpedoes in the water. No, this is much too close for comfort. I did not mean to get this close to a destroyer. Oh. Ouch. Pretty sure we absolutely plastered him there as he was turning away. Call it luck, but I think we won that one. Let's finish these 2 off. We are very low on ammo, but this invasion convoy is not happy. Apparently, their intelligence forgot the fact that USS Seattle was still in the area. I think that's just 3 destroyers, and that might be all that's left of their escort force. Maybe that is a transport still. Well, let's go shell it. That's probably more or less the last of the convoy. Oh, darkness. Didn't realize that was happening. That's actually not good for us. We need long-range gunnery to win this, but I'm not sure Seattle has radar either, but oh well. I think we can retire to Peleliu pretty happily at this point. Oh, we do have radar. Look at that. I still don't particularly fancy our odds of a nighttime engagement against a couple of destroyers. I think it's time we return to base. I would say the invasion is pretty much off. I Don't know if any ships of the convoy survived. Maybe a couple. But I don't think they had a good time of it. Man, this battle had a huge timer, but yeah, it's going to be morning again, but don't see any sign of them showing up off of any of these land batteries or anything, so I think they probably retreated. If they even had anything left to retreat with. Yeah, so we sank the entire invasion convoy, plus the destroyers Ruby and Arun. Unfortunately, HMS Pallas did just about survive, although for how old she is and how much structural damage she has, she really might be a TCL, but in-game they'll just fix her. But yeah, enemy invasion very much averted. Thanks for watching, sailors. I hope you enjoyed. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like or subscribing. Have a nice day, sailors. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.